at Wise Monkey Quilting in Denison, Iowa. And before I go further, let me turn my phone down. Why do I forget to do this every time? So we are today going to do this really cute and simple and easy table topper. This one, we have 3 different colorways for you this morning. So if Halloween isn't your thing, that's okay. We've got other ones. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to, you don't need any special rulers. You do need a ruler that has a 60-degree line on it. And we happen to have one for you this morning. And who is joining us this morning?
So far we have Diane along with April, Triss, Karen, Paula, Jane, Kelly joining us also, thank you. Angie, Karen, Lois, Bernie, Carol, Sue, Roxy, Barb, Marianne, Sharon, along with Meredith and Cindy, Kathy, Audrey, Lori. They just keep coming. Good morning to everyone.
Waiting for
Steve
us.
Says good morning to everyone.
Good morning. Hopefully you're having a great Friday morning.
Tina down in Louisiana. Sherry says it's 6 a.m. there.
I am so thankful that you guys that set your alarms and get up early to watch me. It means the world.
Good morning, Peg, Pam, Janice, and Jerry. They're down in Bondurant. It's homecoming there. So.
Oh yes, it's homecoming here in Denison too today. So you might get a picture later on of Randy and I and Anita in the parade today throwing out candy.
Hi, Darrell, Lori, Marge, Deborah. She's on the back deck.
Oh, very nice.
Leslie, good
morning.
Good morning. Suzanne. Let's see, Sherry, Sharon, Elaine, Victor, Margaret, Carol, Deb, Carol, somebody that's on the mobile app customer. Good morning to you also.
Good morning,
Not
mobile
sure.
app customer.
Yes, Cindy, Karen, Cheryl, Phyllis, Martha, Susan, Phyllis, Diane, Sharon, blueberry pancakes. Blueberries are from the garden.
Ooh,
very nice.
Who's having that for breakfast?
That is Sharon.
Am I close enough to go there for breakfast?
Well, if you find a Learjet in the back parking lot, then yes, because
the fresh blueberries from the garden in pancakes sounds delicious.
I don't think the pancakes would be very good by the time you got to Sharon's. Unless she fired up the griddle again and made you some special.
All right.
Hi, Linda. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Diane says, Amy, I wasn't supposed to say anything, but I am loyal. Randy planned your Christmas present last night online with Anita.
Oh,
I don't.
Do I need to go back and watch?
I don't remember what that was, Diane. I guess I'm.
Well, I might need to go watch.
Okay. Hi, Lois and Lisa, Debbie, Karen, Roxy, Debbie, Sharon. Sharon is saying in Delaware. So.
Okay. Well, I don't have a jet in the backyard, so I probably
Kathy,
won't.
Vicky, Nancy, Brenda, Martha. Toast, eggs, sausage sandwich, and Shirley is also checked in with us. So,
well, good morning. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Friday morning, whether you have breakfast or whether it's still too early to think about that this morning. This is a super fun way to use strips. And it goes together quick and easy, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Then I have a little special thing for you, but I have 3 colorways on this. So if Halloween is your thing,
I'm just going to catch a few. You can get prepared over there.
I'm okay.
Let's see, Nancy, Kathy. Marianne says, I didn't hear that, Randy. What is it? I'm not sure either, because I don't remember any conversation about Christmas gifts last night, so I'm not sure. Barbara down in Florida, Perry Ann, hello there. Yeah, Mary Ann says, sorry, the company Learjet is busy today.
Darn it.
Okay.
Darn it.
It's probably Mary Ann just gallivanting across the country again.
Probably.
So. Hi, Alicia. And as of now, it's all yours.
Okay, are we ready then? So here's what you're getting in our fabric bundle. So I have this Halloween fabric. So what you're going to get is there's 6 strips in the table topper, but you're going to get 2 strips of each of the 6. So you're getting 12 strips. So this really pretty Halloween stars and some black stars. Most of this fabric does glow in the dark. The stars don't, but the rest of it does. So you're going to get these pre-cut strips, and then you're going to get some black for binding. Now, I did not cut the binding on the bias. I don't believe you need to, because this is an easy octagon to go around, and this will cut you your binding. So you're going to get binding, you're going to get the strips you need, and everyone on the Halloween is going to get this super cute little laser cut spider. Whether you choose to use it or not, totally up to you. But you're going to get one of these, and I will show you how to put that on. So that's the Halloween. This morning we are going to be making a Christmas one. So on the Christmas, you're going to get a laser cut snowflake to put on yours. Whether you want to use it or not, totally up to you. You're going to get 12 strips of 6 different Christmas prints. And then you're going to get this really pretty deep green fabric for binding. So everything you need for your strips and your binding. This one is, oh, I should have said that. It is $15.99 for the fabric bundle, which includes all of this. And it is sold 100 Christmas. The Halloween was sold 100 Halloween. And
we did have one, Donna, make sure you specify sold 100.
And then which color you want.
Yes, so you might want to add that to it. Otherwise, the computer won't know which one that you want.
And then I was told last night that you guys also wanted maybe more of a winter theme, which also will include the snowflake, whether you want to use it or not. So this is a beautiful batik blues with snowflakes, with silver snowflakes. So here is your binding. So it's a blue, deep blue batik with silver snowflakes. And you get 6 fabrics, 2 strips of each of the blues. This is all in the same line of batik fabric we got for the winter months. So you have one that's got like snowflakes with pine cones on it, a light blue with the silver snowflakes, this beautiful blue snowflakes with, and they all have the silver snowflakes on it. So this would make a beautiful winter mat you could keep up all winter long. It also includes your snowflake, and this one is $15.99, sold 100 winter. Then, like I said, it doesn't take a special ruler like a 60-degree triangle ruler or anything. But you do need a ruler that has a 60-degree mark on it.
And long enough to...
And long enough to
And
do
Amy
this.
will show you that in a second, why you need that.
So Randy made these rulers. It's a 6x15 ruler. It has 45-degree, 60-degree, and 30-degree lines on it. So you can use it for anything that's doing it. So as long as you have a long enough ruler with that 60-degree line, you'll be able to do this table topper. So this is $20.99, and it will be personalized with your name unless you state otherwise. You can either say no name or someone else's name if you're going to be giving it as a gift. And this one is sold 101.
And the name that we put on, unless you let us know, will be the name that is on your account here. So
yes,
if you want something else other than what's on your account, let us know then also.
Yes. So I'm going to show you how to make this cute table topper. Now, you don't have to make it this size. If you don't have a table that's this size that you want to put it on, you can absolutely leave off one or even two of your strips and make it that much smaller by still using the same ruler, the same technique, everything you need to know. So if you wanted to make it a little smaller, you certainly can.
And one thing that's nice about those rulers also is you can use that for a lot of different things. It's,
yeah. I mean, it's just your normal ruler with all your markings on it, but it has your 45, your 60, and your 30-degree lines on it. Okay. I don't know if Anita said last night that I had a special thing for you this morning, but
Marilyn is wondering, would the 60-degree ruler work if you had a 6-degree?
Yes.
A 60-degree triangle.
If you have one, yes, absolutely, it will work.
Okay. And if it's high enough if you wanted to do the full thing.
Right, you would need it long enough to do that full width.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I wanted to show you this. This is one of the very first quilts that I made. So this quilt is probably 40 years old. This is a Spiderweb quilt that I did in homespuns. And I can tell some of it here and there is getting a little ratty. But you can make an entire quilt using the Spiderweb. And by doing that, I'm going to show you how you can just do it this way if you want to make an entire quilt with it. But this was one of the very first quilts that I did, so it's a good size quilt with the different spider webs on it. And this one is all done in homespuns. And homespun is, it's a softer fabric that looks the same front and back because it's kind of a woven fabric. And yeah, see, it's coming apart a little bit on the seams. So this quilt is going to go back into my collection that doesn't get used. But I thought it would be nice for you to see that you can do an entire quilt like this. Or a table topper, or however you want to do it.
Okay. April said they missed you last night. Deborah, yes, this can be made left-handed. Just put that in your comments that you. Good morning, Elma. Lori, you may have ordered a ruler similar in size, but this is the first time we have had this on.
The 6 by 15 with
right.
all the lines
with
on
the 30, 60, and 45 on it. So yeah, it probably not the same exact ruler because I just designed it here just now. So it's you may have got one somewhere else, but yeah.
And you may have a ruler in your collection that has the 60-degree lines on. To do this, that's what you need, and to have it long enough to cover to be longer than the 6 strips sewn together.
Good morning, Margot, Jarrell, Jill, and let's see, Diane's also checked in this morning. So good morning, one and all.
All right. So how we make this table topper, let me slide that off to the side. Like I said, we're going to make the Christmas one this morning. And I give you 2 sets of strips. So you're going to take them apart, and the first set of strips, you're going to sew them together the entire length of your strip. So I just take my strips, lay them out till I find what looks nice to me. So I've got a green in the middle and some reds, and I lay my strips out and I sew them together. And then I press all of my seams going one way. Now, this one, if you notice on the table topper, there are 6 triangles. So you have 3 and 3. Out of this strip, if you're doing the full 6 strips, you're going to get 5, which means you're going to be 1 short. That's why we're giving you 2 strips of each color. On your second set of strips, you're not going to need to do the whole thing because you only need 1 triangle. So what I do on the second set of strips is I just come up where they're folded, and I just put my scissors in there, and I'm going to cut them apart on the fold. And you can just do this with a scissors, really simple and quick.
Good morning, Stacy.
And now I just want 1 strip. So I'm going to put the other strip away. 1 strip.
Also, one thing I wanted to remind everybody, being that it's Friday, it's $5 flat rate shipping unless you purchase $25 or more, and then shipping is free. And that's a really nice value, especially if you ordered the ruler this morning, or because that is going to be in a larger package. So that's going to be something that is going to be a little additional shipping charges for us. So that's a great value for you guys this morning.
All right, so we already had this one sewn together. When you're sewing your other half together, you want to make sure it is the same. So I'm going to lay these out the same way as I did this one. So I'm going to have this one down here on the bottom, and then we're going to do this one, and then my green poinsettias, and then my red, green, and a red. So I want to make sure I sew these together the same way that I had that strip sewn together. So I am just going to put these 2 together, and I'm going to sew down 1 at 1/4 inch. And I happen to have on my foot with a 1/4 inch side guide. When I'm sewing long strips like this together, with that side guide, if your sewing machine happens to have one, if you do have a FOF machine, you can give us a call. Let us know what type of machine that you have, what your number is, and we can see if we have a side guide foot available for you. Now when you're sewing your strip sets together, I will always make sure, so this was my end, that this is the beginning of my next one. So I want to turn this around so this goes at my beginning, and this gets sewn next to my green. So I'm going to start that way. You want to keep going back and forth opposite so you don't get that curve in your strip set.
Lori's wondering, do you have a dark blue thread that would go with the winter fabric?
Yes, we do.
If you are interested in that dark blue thread, just give us a call here at the store after we're done with the show, after 9 o'clock, and we can get you set up with that.
So now I'm going to take this that was at the end, and I'm going to turn it upright and sew it next to my next one.
Cindy is wondering, does the pattern come with the kit?
Yes, and this one I will include. I promise. You will get a pattern that has pictures on it to show you how to do this.
Good morning, Connie. And Cindy is also checking in. Paul says that the Texas State Fair opens today.
Texas State Fair. So where is the Texas State Fair? What city is that located in?
I think it's either Dallas or Fort Worth.
Is it?
Because the annual Texas-Oklahoma football game is played at the Cotton Bowl, I believe. I don't know, maybe they have moved that now, but I think it's still at the Cotton Bowl.
How do you retain so much sports information, Randy?
Well, both those teams used to be in the Big 12 conference, so they have since left and gone to the SEC, but that was just a couple of years ago that they still played Iowa State and the other teams in the Big 12. Hi, Linda.
All right, so we have one more strip to go. So you would do this with your first strips the whole length, and this one I am just doing half because we only need one more.
And Brenda says it's a dude thing, Amy. I don't know if I've been called a dude for maybe ever. I don't know.
But you're right.
Yeah, I will go with a guy thing. And yes, there's several here that are confirming that it is in Dallas. So.
Okay. All right, almost done. See how quick this goes together? You're just sewing your strips together.
And once again, Amy is sewing on the FOF Creative Icon 2. We don't have the embroidery attachment on this morning, but it's a great top of the line sewing and embroidery machine.
All right, the only thing when we're pressing this one is look on your other strip. I pressed all of my seams to this fabric, so I want to make sure on this one I press all of my seams to that fabric as well. If you're pressing all the same way, everything's going to nest together when you go to sew together. So check to see which way. I'm going to press all of my seams towards this one. So I just go to the back and I just take my iron, and first thing I'm going to do is just kind of get them all going the same direction. And then I will flip it over and give it a nice press.
Triss is wondering if you get 2 kits, is that enough to make 3 hexes? And the answer would be yes.
Yes.
And Kelly helped me out here, and it is still played in the Cotton Bowl. The Cotton Bowl game itself, the bowl game, has since moved to, is it Allegiant Stadium? Jerry World or whatever they call it down there. So at Allegiant Stadium might not be right, but
okay.
Stacy, I would not have any foot for a Juki. Let's see.
But if you have other brands of sewing machine, check with your dealers or with someone in your area that sells those machines and see if they have a 1/4-inch foot with a side guide. It comes in very handy.
Janice, a FOF 1/4-inch foot with a side guide. I don't know exactly, but it's going to be in the $35 to $40 range.
Yes. All right. So now we're going to cut our strip sets into our triangles. So the first one I'm going to do is my long one, because you're going to get 5 out of here. So it doesn't matter which end you start on, but I'm going to lay this down. And on my ruler, I have a 30 and 60 degree line right there. So I am going to lay it, and you're actually going to have your ruler upside down, but you can still see that line. And I'm going to position that 60 degree line at the top of my strip set. And I'm going to make sure that my ruler comes down. Can they see that? So my 30 or my 60 degree line is on the top of my strip set. And then I'm just down here. You're just going to cut off enough that make sure you don't catch any of the salvage that's in there. And I'm just going to cut that off. So I'm going to stand up to do this. Makes it a little easier. So I'm just making sure that my line is up at the very top. I'm not coming into my strip set, and I am just going to cut that off. And you can discard this piece. Then we're going to bring it over, And now I'm going to take that 60-degree line right there. And you see how when you line that up, your ruler's that way, so you know you need to go this way. I'm going to put that 30 to 6, I keep calling it 30-60 because it has both 30 and 60 on there, but it's your 60-degree line. And I'm going to put that right on that edge. My corner is up at the top. So that's lined up, my corner's at the top, and I'm going to cut that off. So there is one of my triangles. So now you're going to do it the same way. So I'm going to put, you always want to, it's easy to see you're doing it right when your ruler is laid on and you can see that triangle. So now I'm going to put my 60-degree line up here at the top again, and I'm going to have the bottom right at the corner. So sometimes you have to kind of move it until everything comes out right. Once I have that line up there and the corner down here, I'm going to cut that off. Now I have another triangle.
Colleen, I'm pretty sure we have those in the store. If we do, I will set one back for you here as soon as we're done.
And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to line up your 60-degree on the edge up here at the corner. And cut off another one.
And Amy is
so there's 3.
Cutting and sewing on her horn table this morning, which works great for these projects where you can just move things back and forth right as you're doing it. So it's a nice place to, when she says discard it, you're not using it for this project. So
right.
It's not necessarily throwing it away. It's
just we're not using it.
Yes.
That goes in the Irma pile or Anita pile. And let's see if we can get one more out, which I think we can, which I can't. So I'm going to get 2 out of that one. So these happen to be a little shorter than what the Halloween was. So now we've gotten 4 out. Now what you have to look at is I have 2 that have the white at the bottom, and I have 2 that have the poinsettia at the bottom. So you need 1 more of each. So we'll get our other half. So I want a poinsettia at the bottom and the other one at the bottom. So let's do the same thing. We're going to put our ruler at the 60-degree line at the top. And we're going to get rid of this edge. It can come clear over because I don't have any salvage down here at the bottom. And then I'm putting my 60-degree line on the edge, right there at the top corner, and cutting this. That goes on my pile with the poinsettias at the bottom. And then 60 degrees up here, down at the corner. Now this go on this pile. So there we go. We have 3 triangles with the poinsettias at the bottom. And we have 3 triangles with the holly berries at the bottom. So you're gonna want to do every other one. So if I do a poinsettia at the bottom, and then poinsettia at the top, and poinsettia at the bottom. So there is a half of our table runner. So I'm going to sew these together just like this. Now, because we pressed all of our seams the same direction, when we put this over to sew, our seams are going to nest. Let me just, whoops, and then I dropped one. All right, so I'm going to sew these together here.
Deborah says, she said, I see ornaments with extra.
Oh, for what I call the discarded ones.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to lay this out so people can see what I'm talking about. So we want this one down at the bottom. Something is working here. There we go. See, I knew something wasn't looking quite right. Here we go.
And if you are in Denison today and you have time to go to the homecoming parade, stop out, wave at us, say hi. We will be in the parade this afternoon.
All right, now I have it laid out right. So I have poinsettia, holly berries that they go around, and then it does that in the center as well. Now, when I put these together, it's nesting. It wasn't nesting before, so I knew something was wrong. So my seams all nest, so I am just gonna put a little clip right here, and I'm just gonna put a little clip right here. And so my normal 1/4 inch.
Reminder, you have until 8 a.m. Next Friday, 8 a.m. Central Time, next Friday, to have your quilt top done for the Villa Rosa Challenge. And then, of course, next Friday morning is Strip Club, so we will be drawing for another winner with that. So we encourage you all to post those to Friends of Wise Monkey, unless, of course, you're going to be able to make it here in person, and then you can show it and register for that at that point.
All right, so I sewed these two together. Now I'm going to sew this one on the end.
And like Triss had pointed out earlier, if you do get 2 kits, you will be able to do 3 of these. So maybe you want to make a large table runner or something like that. It's easy enough to do that. Or if you want to make a quilt doing it, you can certainly do that also.
Just on my quilt, they were only using smaller strips, so it wasn't coming out so big, but you can certainly make them as big as you want.
Deb says if you cut them all in the direction you would have a cool center design, would you have enough fabric to do that? If you did them all the same, yes, you're going to be using the same amount of strips, I believe.
Right.
So if you weren't going every other one.
Right. All right, so now I'm just going to press both of these to the outside, and then we'll do the same thing to the other half. So I'm going to just press my seams going out. And then we're going to do our other half. So I want to sew this side together. So are you looking forward to being in the parade, Randy, and throwing candy out?
Well, Anita is going to be riding with us this year. I'm not going to have to throw too much candy, so I'll be able to enjoy the sights more than having the tough job of making sure I don't miss any little kids. So.
And the other day we went and visited our first grade class that we are business partners with. And so they are all going to be waiting for us to throw candy to them.
And if it's not too hot, Mrs. Bonson told us that they would be wearing the hats that they had started to make when we were with them yesterday. So. Yeah, Janice, the ring will probably either go in my pocket or maybe stay at home for this parade. For those of you that don't know the story, it's this spring at the St. Patrick's Day parade. It was a chilly day, and I was throwing out candy driving, and went home afterwards, took a little nap on a Saturday afternoon, and woke up to a post from my first cousin, Sue, which watches a lot on here, but she is the coordinator of the St. Patrick's Day festivities here in Denison. Well, she had got the police had got in contact with her because a young one had, when they were picking up candy, had found a ring and put it in the bag with their other candy. And so when the parents were checking the candy out, which all good parents do and should do, is they found the ring. They brought the ring to the police station, which in turn got it to Sue, and who put a post on Facebook. And after I woke up from my nap, I looked at the post and looked down at my finger, and there was no ring there. So,
but he got it back.
Yes. So all is good.
All is well, and he won't be doing that again.
And thank you. I never they never got any names, so I wish I could have thanked them in some way. I don't know how to reach out to them because they never told the police their name, and but thank you.
All right, so we have both our sides put together, and now we just put them together as one. So I am just going to match up that center. You have like a little I don't know, whatever that is, a little triangle in the center. And because we pressed everything the same way, even these match up and nest. So we are just going to sew our two halves together.
Deborah says that she lost hers at work and had to have another one made.
And this was not the first time Randy has lost his wedding ring. Fortunately, when he had the first time he lost it, a few weeks later he had the car detailed, and the guy detailing the car found his ring under the seat.
Somebody tells me that I need to have my ring resized, but
or tattooed on your finger where you don't have to worry about it.
Well, I think resizing is easier.
All right.
Alicia says Paige and I made something very similar to this when she was about 6. I should find that and get it quilted so I can put it out. But...
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I am just pressing the seam in one direction. And there we go. There is our Christmas table topper. Now, like I said, when you get this, you are going to get this laser cut snowflake. All you do on all of our laser cut applique kits is they come like this with a paper backing. So you just kind of fold the back over and you peel that paper right off. And then you just decide where you want your snowflake at. So maybe I'm gonna put it right here, kind of on the 3 dark backgrounds so it's easy to see. And then I'm just gonna take it back to my iron and press that on. Now it's totally up to you. These are done in ultra, so you do not have to sew around them. If you're going to be just using your table topper occasionally, or bring it out, and then put it away when you're done, you wouldn't need to sew around any of it. If you plan on using it a lot, or setting food on it, or using it on the table, and you decide that you need to wash it, you are going to want to do some type of stitching to hold it down, or when you go to quilt it, just quilt it a little tighter, and then that will hold it on and you won't have to worry about it. So you either need to stitch around it a little bit if you're going to be using it, or when you quilt it, just quilt over that. So I'm just going to take that back to the iron, lay that down, put my snowflake where I want it, and then I'm just going to put my iron right on it, hold it for about 6 seconds.
Somebody earlier asked the question, and it wasn't with applique. Do you use steam when you press?
No, you try not to.
But not with applique for everything else.
Everything else I use steam. Yes, I like steam a lot. All right, there is our Christmas table topper. And I put my snowflake on it. So now when I quilt it, I will just quilt over all of it and I won't have to worry about it coming off. So how fun is that? Easy to do because we pressed all in one direction, all of our seams matched, and it looks wonderful.
Stacy says that her husband loses his wallet every time they travel. Lucky that it's been turned in. Brenda lost her ring and found it months later in the kids' Legos.
Okay.
Cindy says that's really neat, really pretty. Lisa loves it. Jan lost the diamond out of her ring and is getting a new one done with the prongs redone.
Just, hey, when you lose your diamond, make sure that your new one is just a little bigger. That's how you get that taken care of. All right, so let's go over again what we have available color-wise. So we do have our Halloween, which is what I did here. So on the Halloween, you're going to get, whether you use it or not, this applique spider you can put on. You're going to get 6 fabrics, whoop, it came undone, 6 fabrics, 2 strips of each for your colorway for your Halloween, and you're going to get some black for your binding. So that's $15.99, sold 100 Halloween.
What is a finished size?
Finished size is, so this mat is 24 inches and we're at 23 inches. So 23 inches across. The one we just did, which is the Christmas. So and I did it again, just made them unfold. You're going to get this really pretty deep green for your binding. And then your 6 fabrics, 2 strips of each, and then a snowflake. Whether you choose to use it or not, you're going to get the snowflake. $15.99, sold 100 Christmas. And then we have this, just a winter. You can leave it up all winter long. This beautiful deep blue batik with the silver snowflakes for binding. And then you're going to get 12 strips of 6 different fabrics. And these all have those silver snowflakes on them. And then a snowflake that you can use if you wish. $15.99, sold $100 winter for the blue. And if you need a ruler, this one is a 6-inch by 15-inch. And it has your 45, your 60, and your 30-degree lines. So you can easily make this table topper just using a ruler. And if you wanted to make your table topper smaller, you would just leave off. You would only use 5 strips, or you would only use 4 strips. And it would all work the exact same way. So the ruler is $20.99, sold $101.
And that will be personalized with the first name on your account. If you want a different name or no name, please put that in the comments. And or if you would prefer that it is left-handed, let us know that and we can change that up.
So
also,
just in your notes when you go to checkout, write no name or left-handed or what you want it to say.
Got a question. Are there instructions on how to do the binding?
Oh, sure. I can add that in on instructions on how to do that. On the binding, I did not do it bias. I just did regular binding. And when you're doing your binding, you're going straight. When you go to make that curve, what I like to do is put a little, I take a white fabric marker, put a little dot right at my corner, and I'll do a picture of that. I stop, pivot, and go all the way around. And then when you go to turn it, because I do my bindings by machine, so if you were doing it by hand, you would just, do your normal, it just goes right around the corner and then you would do it. Since I do by machine, when I get to that end, I just pretend that's just like my corner on a quilt and I kind of miter it, stop in that center and go the other way. It's really super simple to do binding, but I will include directions on how to do the binding for this. Any other questions?
I do not see any right now. Again, as always, if you are watching the replay of this later on, which is great, we certainly appreciate that. But if you are and you have a question or a concern, contact us here at the store because we're not able to monitor the Facebook 100% of the time, so we certainly don't want to miss a question that you might have.
Absolutely. So next week is a strip club week. So Monday will be happy hour with the Healy's. Tuesday night, Treat Yourself Tuesday, our Tuesday night shopping show. Wednesday morning we have off because we're in between sew-alongs. Thursday at 5 o'clock will be happy hour. And then Friday morning is strip club at 10 o'clock, which pushes Breakfast with Amy next week to Saturday morning.
Linda, backing is not included. Everything you see on the top of the runner.
You're getting the strips and the binding.
Yes.
So you can put whatever you want on the back. It takes about, depending on what your quilter would want or what you need for quilting it, whether it's on a machine or your domestic sewing machine, anywhere from 3/4 to 7/8 of a yard for your backing.
And Bonnie, instructions are included.
Yes, I will include instructions with pictures so you know how to put your ruler on there.
All right. I don't we certainly appreciate all your comments, and so thank you for everyone that's saying great show, and
thank you very much, and thank you very much for getting up early and having breakfast with me. Each week I try to find something that is just a quick, simple project you can make for yourself, and especially this time of year, you're always looking for something you can give as Christmas gifts or holiday decorations, and that is what we try to do for you.
And I'm gonna close out here echoing Stacy's comment. Have a great weekend.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you guys on Monday.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.